guys? Long day, but I'm gonna go work on some music now, so let's go ahead and do that.
Mindset, get set. I'm a fighter jet, never fret.
The slick victory, sync up with the synergy, then six this little league middle of now.
I didn't mind that.
You didn't mind the breaks on it?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it throughout the entire thing, but maybe just that first bar.
Slick victory, sync up with the synergy. Okay.
And then right after that, just go back to how it normally was.
Okay, cool.
I like that.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my new video. I'm going to be sort of taking the approach of kind of like a vlog format for my videos from now on. Definitely still going to be incorporating the fundamental mixing and suggestions that I have for you guys, the subscribers. So that's not going away. I'm just going to be kind of practicing my film kind of stuff as well. Kind of get two birds with one stone kind of thing. So in this video, I want to talk about my go-to vocal mix chain, what I like to use right off the bat once I get a mix sent to me, and a lot of the times it will be the final mix. So these are my 4 plugins that I use on my mix chain. The first plugin that I'm going to recommend is probably one of my all-time favorite plugins, and that is the FabFilter Pro Q2. The Pro Q1 is essentially the same thing. They added a few more bells and whistles in the second version. So with the FabFilter Pro Q2, I use it right off the bat for some subtractive EQ. I get rid of a lot of frequencies that I don't like. The plugin itself allows you to really narrow in on certain frequencies, which I love about it, and it has a great graphical display. So I usually get rid of a lot of my low end over there, get rid of some muddiness or maybe some harshness in the vocals up in the high end. And then right after that, I'll throw in my second plugin, which is my favorite compressor, and it's a 76 emulation from Waves. It's a CLA 76. Well, my favorite thing about this compressor is the speed. The hardware counterpart of the plugin was very highly known for the speed of its compression, which does allow you to bring your vocal to the front of the mix, which is very popular in hip-hop vocals. It allows you to kind of get the aggression out of a vocal, drive some harmonic overtones into it as well. So it does color your vocal a little bit, which is awesome. It sounds really good in the end result. So that's definitely my #1 recommended compressor for vocals. The third thing on my mix chain is going to be the same thing as the first, actually. It's another FabFilter Pro Q2. And what I'm going to be doing with it this time around, on the third thing on my mix chain, is I'm going to use it as a additive EQ. In other words, I'm going to be adding some colored tones to, even maybe add some high end to kind of push it to the front of the mix a little bit more without bringing out the harshness in the vocal too much. The cool thing about the Pro Q2 is it allows you to solo sweep, so you could actually solo out the frequencies that you're sweeping through. So you'll really be able to do some very surgical EQing. You'll be able to find essentially the exact frequency that's giving you an issue, and you'll be able to dial in any kind of changes that you want towards that frequency. So it's a very, very easy to use EQ, and I highly recommend checking it out. I'm gonna be leaving all the links for the plugins that I'm mentioning down below as well. So after my subtractive EQ, my first compressor, my additive EQ, brings me to my last plugin that I generally put on my mix chain besides any time-based effects, such as reverbs and delays, which I'll be using as a send effect anyway. And the plugin that I would use fourth is another compressor. It's another Waves emulation. It's the CLA LA2 or the CLA2 or something. I forget the exact name of it, but essentially it's an LA2 emulator. It's a much slower compressor than the first compressor that I mentioned, but it does bring a lot of the forwardness of a vocal to the front of the mix, which is my overall favorite thing about it. It brings a lot of life back into mixes and kind of glues everything that we did previously all together and makes a solid bodied vocal that you could easily push to the front of a mix and just overall give a good performance that way. So that's my go-to mix chain. I highly recommend checking out these plugins if you aren't aware of them already. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon.